Hello, welcome to United by Red, and the Premier League is back, finally, after what seems like
She is
174 years of nonsense. We have
back with a
actual
bang.
football.
We do. Well, for some clubs didn't actually turn up, did they?
No, there was a couple of
West
shock
Ham.
results that I didn't see coming, but we'll get onto those in a bit. But I think we've probably got to start with what we'd expect to be the top of the league. So Manchester City were probably better than I thought they were going to be, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I've got to say the same. But they struggled because they had no pre-season. They didn't really seem to have bought well-known players, shall we say? But they were pretty good. I mean, Wolves were pretty. Well, not say pretty bad. Wolves were very open, shall we say? But
Yeah.
City played well. I mean,
Wolves,
like we said, they're going to be back up there, aren't they?
Wolves kind of did what I thought they might do. I've predicted them to get relegated, and that's not a great start. 4-0
They'll be
at home.
bottom currently, won't they? They're the team to lose 4-0, yeah. They'll be bottom, won't they? So
Rinders looked very, very good as one of the new signings for Man City, to be fair.
He's got a couple in pre-season as well. I mean, it came from one of the Milan sides, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I think it was AC, but I'm sure somebody said yes, it was Inter, so I don't know. It came from one of them. Yeah, it looks a good player. I mean, it was really skillful on the ball as well, really talented. I mean, it was Oscar Bob. Yes, was it Oscar Bob or was it the other one? I think it was Oscar Bob. He looks unbelievable as a player.
Yeah, he does.
His feet are unreal, aren't they? He was like Neymar or something yesterday. It was like crazy good. I like he got in the box and he like danced around two players and then crossed it. I was like, wow, where have you come from? You weren't this good last season. I remember. They really stood out.
I mean, I know it's hard to judge. It's one game. It's the start of the season. People are still finding the feet, but that looked very much Man City of 2-3 seasons ago.
I think the only thing I would say, and the thing I said after it is, I do believe that Wolves will be fourth from bottom if they don't go down. And if you're playing next fourth from bottom, there's probably about the right score, I would have thought. It wasn't 8-0. Wolves are going to struggle this season. They seem to lack any real quality. And, Newcastle, after that, Strand Larsen was their striker now. They could end up with, nobody recognised in their team, really. And, get a good hiding. So probably about right for it in the end. But, played well.
Yeah, it was definitely a good start for City. The team that I think, I wouldn't say concerned me, but I think if the transfers happen that the media keeps telling us, Newcastle are in danger. They played against 10 men for the best part of half an hour, I think it was, and
66 minutes, 25 plus added time.
Yeah. Without Isak, they've got a problem.
Toothless, yeah. I mean, I thought Newcastle played really well up until actually scoring a goal. It was interesting at the end. I don't know if you got the same coverage as me. Anthony Gordon basically come out and said he wants to play centre forward, which it didn't look anything like. I mean, Darren Bent was in the studio afterward on the coverage I was watching, saying that he thought he played really well and he'll grow into a striker. I didn't see anything from him that made him look like a striker. He looked like a winger playing up front.
Which is exactly what he is.
I mean, could play a false nine, and it sometimes works because you're dropping into your original position, which is like a midfielder playing further forward. He just looked totally lost, and all right, he'll get more used to it. But strikers have an instinct; they have a natural knack for being in. I mean, Ruud van Nistelrooy scored 99% of his goals from 4 yards out. That wasn't just luck; that was a knack of being in the right place at the right time. He hasn't got that.
No, and it's not something you can teach. I don't think.
He kept pulling out to the penalty spot looking for a cutback, which is what you might do if you were playing off the wing and there was a striker in front of you. He's not going to learn that for me. You don't learn that. That's just something that strikers have. That's why you're a striker. He hasn't got it. So if Newcastle don't buy a good centre forward, a well-known centre forward, they're not going to be in trouble because I think they're a very good side, but they're not going to hit the heights they need to hit. And if they're going, are they playing Champions League? They are, aren't they?
Yes.
They beat Villa to it, didn't they? Yeah, they're going to struggle in Europe without a really good centre forward. I mean, Callum Wilson left, didn't he? So I'm guessing the deal ended.
Yeah.
And that top was throwing the towel in there, aren't it?
So what we're saying is we've discussed 2 games so far, and both of my predictions look good. Newcastle without a striker have problems.
I mean, look, listen, for me, I would, if I was Sheikh, whatever it's called, I would, one of them seats in the dugout, I'd have Isaac's name stitched into the back of it, and I'd say, that's where you're sitting for the next 3 years, pal. Come rain or shine. Fuck you. I mean, the Newcastle fans have turned on him, haven't they? They were chanting all sorts of very not nice stuff about him. They've done with him. I think for Isak, his biggest problem right now was Liverpool's performance on Friday night. Because for me, the last thing Liverpool need is anybody to play up front. They've got an abundance of attacking players. I mean, Wirtz was absolutely rubbish on Friday night, and they still scored 4 goals. So if he turns it on at any point this season,
see, I thought Wirtz played a really good game. Actually, some of his passing, some of his movement was really, really good.
If you look at his stats for the game, I don't think he created a single chance in the game. I thought it was rubbish. But, I mean, that's a matter of opinion. But he's going to be better than that at some point. And they already got 4 goals against one of the better sides in the league last season. So the last thing Liverpool need is any more strikers. They definitely need people in midfield, and they definitely need a centre-half. So for me, it was the worst performance possible for Isak, because what it could have done with is Liverpool being a bit toothless up front, and they might have gone, shit, we need a striker. They definitely don't lack attacking ability. And I'm sure there's other people to come in that I forgot about, but the 4 they played were, I mean, once they turn it on properly, most teams are fucked. You know, they're going to score 3 or 4 goals every week.
Centre forward that they've got, and
TK.
I watched all of the game, and partway through, I'd been thinking something for the whole game, and a Liverpool fan messaged me, and he'd literally he said the same thing I'd been thinking. Ekitike looks like Torres. He moves like him. His mannerisms are very much like him. I'm like, this is weird. But yeah, Liverpool have got, again, it's only one game, things can change. They've got a major issue. Canate ran round like a headless chicken for 90 minutes.
Yeah, he's totally lost. I mean, he should be at Man United, Canate. He'd fit right into our back four.
And central midfield was pretty much non-existent. I mean, it was there in the final third, but in their own third, there was nothing.
Delayed, and as soon as I saw the lineup of McAllister and Szoboszlai with basically a front 4, because Wirtz isn't going to defend, Salah doesn't defend, the Dutchman doesn't defend, and obviously striker's not going to defend. I thought, wow, is that your midfield too? Because that's going to get annihilated in big games. Now they may change things up, and I know they've got Gravenberch who wasn't there. Maybe they'll go to a 3, but as a midfield 2, you've basically got 2 ball-playing midfielders and nobody that wants to get around the pitch, and then you've got a centre half that's not sure whether he's having a shit shave or an haircut. And it was, I mean, it was scary for Liverpool that when Bournemouth got the ball, who'd lost some of their best players in the summer, just cut them open. I mean, they had 2 or 3 other chances where they should have scored. And it was, but that's what I said for Isak now. Liverpool must have come off that pitch and gone, shit, we need a defender, we need a midfielder. We definitely don't need £150 million of a striker.
No, I'd be buying Mark Gay like the plan is, and a defensive midfielder.
And somebody combative in the midfield will just... I mean, they brought Hendo on, didn't they? And there was some stat about him read out. I don't think he started a game for Liverpool, the Premier League game for Liverpool.
Oh, wow.
Well, he's not the answer to the problem. So,
and he came on at right back.
Yeah, and he came on at right back. I'm guessing they need to rest Frimpong when Trent's left. So, but it was just, I thought for Isak, having nailed his close to the mast and saying, I'm not playing for Newcastle no more, that was the last thing he needed to see, was a team free scoring, but open as hell at the back. I mean, had they played somebody decent, it'd have been 6-5, wouldn't it? It could have just been hell. So, I don't know where he goes now, Isak.
I think Liverpool are still going to push through the transfer, if I'm honest. I don't think they need it. I'm like you. I think they've got enough attacking options. But I think they're just going to do it now. I just genuinely think that's what will happen. But yeah, you look at that Liverpool team on Friday night and you look at it and just think, if this had a Xabi Alonso, Javier Mascherano in the middle, then my God, this is an unbelievable team.
Yeah, not to dictate the game, but have that bite to, take the game to it. Just run a game from midfield, really. And the two lads they didn't have in there, I don't get McAllister as a centre midfielder. I never have. But obviously, I'm far from a football manager, so he just doesn't look like... He looks like he should be playing the next position further forward, where Wirtz played for me. And you want somebody else in that midfield then. But yeah, they looked awfully open, Liverpool, for a Liverpool side. They're going to be they're going to be great to watch if you're a Liverpool fan, because they're going to be hell for leather attacking by the looks of things. Yeah,
I think they'll be great from a neutral standpoint as well, because if we're going to get 6 goals a game, I'm quite happy to sit and watch that all season.
I think that's just where, right now, that's where Arsenal are better than them. They're probably not as good going forward, but they're going to be much more solid in the midfield and the defence, and concede a lot less goals than them. They're probably not going to be as fun to watch, but I think they'll be more sturdy and rock solid throughout the season. So maybe they edge it.
Yeah, I mean, it's too early to say. Again, we're only making assumptions based off 90 minutes of football. But what I can say to all Burnley fans is you're in for a long, long season right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're used to it now, aren't they? Yeah, I mean, Tottenham aren't that good, are they? Let's be honest.
So,
It was... You look through Tottenham's team. I mean, I know they rested players because they played in that stupid competition midweek, but Bergval and some kid from the academy played in midfield. That's not a midfield for a top Premier League side. Richarlison scored 2 great goals, but he'll probably go missing now for the next 6 to 8 weeks and just sulk. I mean, he sulked when he came off. They've not replaced Son with anyone of any talent. That Tell doesn't look particularly... I didn't see anything from him that makes me stand up and think, oh, wow. What's the called, the really fast one? Van de
Ven.
Yeah,
No.
He's amazing, but I mean, he only plays 2/3 of a season, if half a season at best, doesn't he? So, yeah, Tottenham aren't great, but they gave Burnley the run around, didn't they? Let's be honest. But
And Tottenham's new captain is probably more likely to spend more time suspended than anything else, because it's Romero and he likes to get booked and sent off.
Well, I was surprised. Has he not sort of said he was leaving, Romero? Was that not?
He's now captain, so I don't know.
It was a bit weird. I thought he basically said he wanted to go and play at Real Madrid, and now he's captain. It was a bit... I don't know. Maybe I got the wrong
Why
player.
is it with professional footballers now just picking their new clubs? I want to play
That's
here.
what I was saying. Why it'd be nice to see these billionaires that own clubs just stump up and say, you know what, tough shit. 3 years, Isak, sit down. You're going nowhere, pal. And just call his bluff and see what he says. And then when it comes for a new deal, so we're not paying you no more. So it's up to you what you want to do.
But yeah, it's not going to happen. But it's just whether like you said, Liverpool reassess and go, is this now a necessity to spend 130 to 150
I think Liverpool
million
are a very clever football team, and they do things in the transfer market. You don't very often look at Liverpool in the transfer market and think, wow, I didn't expect you to do that. They always seem to pick the right class of player for the right position. And I think they'll probably go to the drawing board tomorrow morning and think, yeah, 150 million? Nah. We got better things to buy.
The last bad signing was probably Darwin Nunez, but they've managed to move him on pretty quickly and get rid of him. But he was...
Yeah, but they bought the right player for the right position. They bought a striker, is what I'm saying. They don't tend to go out and buy a striker when they don't need one. They're not Man United to go out, or Arsenal buy a left winger when they've got 15. Or Man United who buy some fucking random that's got 3 left feet. They always seem to buy... Yeah, Nunez didn't work out, and not every player does. But they needed a striker, they went and bought a striker. When they needed a defender, they go and buy a defender. I just don't see them buying Isak now. It almost causes them too many problems, because what does Ekitike do then at 75 million? Just sit and watch. And they don't... He looks like a good striker, a really good striker. So why bother? Why pay 150 million for somebody else's rubbish? I mean, like I say, I don't know what Isak does then. I mean, he's well fucked. I don't know where he goes, because nobody else can afford him other than possibly Chelsea. Chelsea are way behind on financial fair play, I can only guess, with the amount of money they've been spending. They're trying to catch up. They're not going to splash 150 million on a striker. Arsenal aren't going to buy him now. City aren't going to buy him. Man United haven't got a penny pot to piss in, supposedly, so they're not going to buy him, and we've just bought somebody. Who buys him?
I mean, and if you
Al Summer?
of those options, if you're Isak, is going to Chelsea much of a step forward right now?
Well, no, I
mean,
don't think so. I think Chelsea just
I
I think they're
don't.
just a
Well, we know Man United is definitely not a step
time bomb.
forward.
No, Chelsea are a ticking
So
time bomb because they're just financially ruined, aren't they? Let's be honest. They're just it's a mess of a club. I don't know where he goes. If Liverpool decide not to buy him next week, there's only 3 weeks left of the transfer window. 2 weeks left of the transfer window.
August 31st, 2 weeks.
2 weeks today.
2 weeks today, roughly.
It won't close on Sunday. Jim White won't be working Sundays, will they?
No, so it'll be somewhere around that date though. So, but yeah, he's got an interesting 2 weeks of. Do Liverpool, like you say, if Liverpool pull out, he's got a lot of groveling to do if he's going to stay at Newcastle for 6 months. But
I mean, he's got to stay there for the season because no one's spending £150 million on him in January. They're not going to spend it on him today because if you ain't got it now, you ain't got it then, have you? I mean, you're not going to generate 150 million in 3 months, or 4 months. So he's got to stay there for the full season. I just don't know how you come back from what you've said. Why say it? Again, why not just turn up at the ground and do your job that you paid for until something changes? Now, you can go to the chairman and say, I want to leave, but why throw the towel in and be such an arrogant prick? Just
it's like, I mean, we discussed it a lot last week. There's a way to leave a football club, and this isn't it. This is not the way to.
People above and say, look, Liverpool have made an offer. I want you to consider the offer because I want to leave, and I do not want to play for Newcastle no more. That's between them in a room. It goes no further.
Yeah.
Why come out and say it to everybody so it's in the media? Now you've got yourself in a position like, what was that guy at West Brom who turned up at West?
Adam Wingy.
Adam Wingy turned up at somebody else's club, ready to make a transfer. It's Stoke to West Brom or something. I mean,
something like that, yeah.
Who's advising these people? Just, it's madness. Absolute madness. Because at the end of the day, if Newcastle don't want to accept it, there's nothing he can do. He can down tool all he wants, but there's only one person's career going down the pan.
Yeah, absolutely.
3 years from now, if Newcastle had it in them, and I so wish they would, it would just change the game from a player power standpoint. If these billionaires from the Middle East could come in and say, we don't give a fuck who you are, you'll do as we sell you, we own you, we bought you, we pay you, you work for us, and just sit him out, it'd ruin him. Because 3 years from now, no one will want him.
I think one person who, throughout all of this, his stock is rising more and more and more and more is Eddie Howe. He's handled it calmly, cleanly, said the right things at the right times, been very quiet when needed to be, kind of battered away where he thinks he can bat away. If only his nation were looking for a manager.
I don't even know what nationality is.
Idea.
Was it Swedish? Brazilian? Mexican?
He's English, funnily enough.
Well, that'll be back soon, won't it? That fucking car crash. I'm guessing there'll be an international break. Season started, so
September.
There's got to be one coming up.
Probably 3 or 4 weeks away. And we've got the right man.
At the time, Eddie Howe didn't excite me, but at least it was English. I wasn't jumping with joy thinking he's the only man for the job. But like I said on England, so we didn't even employ the best German available, did we? We didn't even employ the second best German available. So that's another story for another day. But yeah.
The 6th of September, that is back. So, but going back to the Premier League, looking at more towards, I suppose, what we would expect to be the bottom end. Sunderland surprised me yesterday, or did West Ham surprise me? I can't decide.
Well, West Ham didn't surprise me because I think West Ham are rubbish. Said they should have never got rid of David Moyes. What was it, a year ago now? Probably less.
2.
They should have never got rid of David Moyes. What have they achieved since they got rid of David Moyes? What has that done for them? Absolutely nothing. Won a European trophy, finished 8th in the second. So they deserve what they get, don't they, really, now? Because they look rubbish. And they've sold the best player in Kudos, maybe the best player along with Paquetá. So, yeah, I haven't actually watched the West Ham games. I think it's the only game I haven't watched. To lose 3-0 to Sunderland is... Yeah. If Sunderland are going to go down...
It'll change throughout the season, but the atmosphere at the stadium like yesterday was insane. You could literally tell they'd got the buzz back of being in the Premier League. The atmosphere was it was
I mean, they're a
unreal.
big club, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, West Ham early on had a chance with Bowen. Keeper saved it reasonably well. And I think they had another chance. I can't think who it was. Made 2 or 3 good passes on the edge of their box and had a decent chance. And I think if one of them goes in, it's definitely a different game quite easily. But then a couple of crosses do for them really, 2-0, and then they get a third. But yeah, if you West Ham, on paper they've got some reasonable players, reasonable enough that should
John Boyne's a
keep
good
them in
player.
the Premier
Patar's a
League.
good player.
But looking at what I saw yesterday, and only on the highlights of what I saw yesterday, they're looking more towards the Wolves than the Bournemouths of this world. They're looking more like they're going to be in this bottom
West Ham have
5
got this entitlement to be in the Premier League, and they feel that they're entitled to be in the Premier League, and they don't have to consider the fact that maybe they're not that good. Hence the reason David Moyes should have been there, because he overachieved and almost paid for it with his job for doing a good job. He didn't get a pat on the back. Well done, mate. You've got us to 8. Oh, it's not good enough. Off you go. And now they're going to struggle. They struggled last season, and they're going to struggle. They had the perfect man for the job and decided to get rid of him. So, yeah, I mean, they've made that there. They're going to have to line it now. It's going to be a long season for them.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. And then the only other game yesterday was Brighton.
Wolves are down, West Ham are down, and Burnley are down.
So far, yeah.
Who's the team not to play then that came up?
Leeds, they play tomorrow night against Everton.
Oh, Leeds play Monday night, don't they, against Everton?
They do indeed. And the only other game yesterday was Fulham-Brighton. Wasn't
Late
particularly.
goal for Fulham, 1-1.
Yeah, it wasn't particularly enthralling in any way.
Yeah, I first watched the Tottenham game instead of the Fulham game, so I went, yeah.
So I think that pretty much wraps up yesterday's football quite nicely. So moving on to today, 2 p.m. kickoff, Chelsea and Crystal Palace, and then a game of 2 sides that are definitely in a transition period, and I'm not sure where they are in the world. Nottingham Forest and Brentford. Sold quite a lot of players between the two of them. Held on. Forest held on to Morgan Gibbs White. But where do we think they are heading into day 1, day 2?
I think Brentford struggled this season, mate. I just don't see Brentford. 2 of the best players have gone. 3 of the best. The centre half goes well. A right back go.
Midfielder went to New Arsenal.
Arsenal got a midfielder, and Buemo's gone. Luis has asked to leave. Whether he's going to be professional enough to show up and play, we don't know. I'm sure a defender left. I can't think who it was. I think Brentford struggled. The manager left.
Everybody left.
I just think Brentford really struggle now. I think the key to Brentford was Thomas Frank and what he was doing with the club. He could manage the club whether players left or not. They've got in a manager with no pedigree at all. He was a kit man 3 weeks ago. Now he's a football manager. It's bonkers, you know. You don't. I mean, how you employ a set piece coach to be your manager without him? You know, surely how have you got an under-21s and a reserve team with coaches, and when you need a manager, you employ the set piece coach? How does that work? You've got people managing at the club, doing the job you need them to do at the level below, and you set on the guy who's defending corners. It's bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. I don't get it. The guys below who are working at the reserve team must think, well, pointless being here now because we're never going to get the job, are we? I mean, surely the idea is you do well at the lower teams and you get promoted. Just give it to the guy who washes the kit. It's mental.
Not something that ever tends to happen in football management, though, is it? You don't see very many managers going up through the ranks of a club. They might go from an under-21 and move on.
Why? Because surely, if they're there and they're doing a good job, they would be an ideal candidate. And if they're not there doing a good job, what are they there for? Move on and put the kit man in charge. But yeah, surely it'd have been a better idea to promote the reserve team coach or the under 18s coach to the manager's job and put him in there for 12 months and see how he did, and then go at it that way. But they've gone, yeah, great set pieces last season. We scored 3 corners. Do you want to be manager? Yeah.
Why not?
Give it a go. I mean, it's just, bonkers. I'm really un-Brentford-like, but seems like a really stupid decision. And then they've lost some of the best players. So Brentford will probably win 4-0.
But having said all that, though, and obviously with the predictions we made last week, are Brentford now in danger of dropping into this, what we thought was a quite simple 3 and 4?
Well, the bottom 3 was going to be the 3 that came up, but looking at it, Wolves are crap. Brentford really going to struggle because I don't think they've got the right manager or brought any players of quality. And
West Ham.
West Ham are, I mean, probably get what they deserve, West Ham, don't they? So it could be a battle for 6.
Which at least makes it interesting. I mean, last season's relegation battle wasn't a battle. It was done probably in January. But,
It was more battleships, weren't it? It was just sank 3 of them about 3 months in.
Whoever ships the least water might survive.
Southampton were relegated about 45 minutes into the season, weren't they?
And then another game, the second 2 o'clock game, because we now have multiple 2 o'clock games on a Sunday. Chelsea Crystal Palace is an interesting game. Palace have come off winning the FA Cup, winning the Charity Shield. Chelsea have probably bought another 30 players.
Well, remember, Chelsea are the best team in the world. Just remember that before you say anything else.
I did forget that. Yes. So it's
that, didn't you? It's not City. It's not Liverpool. It's not Real Madrid. It's Chelsea.
Yes. So the best team in the world play the FA Cup winners.
I mean, is this a Top Gear analogy where the best car in the group is the worst car in the group? This is like the best team in the world. It's technically about 5th best in the Premier League. They're not even the best in their own country. They're not even the best team in London. And they're the best team in the world. Make that make sense.
I honestly can't, and I had genuinely forgotten that was still a thing.
Yeah. They're probably not even the best team that Chelsea have got. Probably the women's team had beat them, and yet they're the best team in the world. It just makes no sense at all. The tournament's just a joke. But hey.
Yeah. So anyway, moving on from that, Crystal Palace, I think, in a good place right now, but they've got to be careful that Gay might leave and Eze potentially going to Tottenham, but has been picked in the squad because he's being a professional adult and
he's honouring the piece of paper that he signed when he said, "I'll play for you for 5 years and you'll pay me 80 grand a week," and then he's going to turn up until otherwise stated, which is how they should be made to do. I mean, if Eze goes and Gay goes, again, you don't replace people like that. I mean, the other guy left last year, didn't he? The other winger that I can't remember his freaking name now. And he left for Bayern. So I know there are a bit of a. I mean, there's rumours today that Man United might approach for Wharton because the deal for Believer is off.
Well, I was just about to say, is he the forgotten man in English football right now? I personally think he's a very, very fine player, but just seems to get overlooked when transfers get considered or when England squads get announced. He's never seems to be the forefront of anybody's mind, but yet I can't quite figure out why, if I'm honest.
I mean, I can't think of many massive midfield transfers since Chelsea bought all the midfields in the world 2 years ago. I think it probably was too young then to be Chelsea's target. Liverpool haven't really bought anybody. Arsenal have bought sort of lower end, I would have thought, foreign players like they do. Yeah, I mean, he's a great little player.
I mean, if you're looking at...
I don't think Palace can afford to lose him, as well as lose Eze and Gahey, because, I mean, that's the core of your team then, isn't it?
And then they come into the bottom 6, which is then 7. We've now pulled half the league into relegation, and we've only been doing this half an hour.
I mean, we hadn't took into account the fact that Tottenham and Man United are all shit yet. That's 9.
Yep.
I mean, once again, Man United and Tottenham could just stay up by the fact that there's 7 worse teams than them.
Yeah, I mean, Tottenham have already won a game, so that means they've beaten Burnley this season.
They've got 12% of last season's points already in one game.
It's an impressive effort.
They got 37, didn't they? So, yeah, they've done well there.
And then, 4:30 this afternoon, on what is an unusual opening day fixture, or opening weekend fixture, we start with, at Old Trafford, against mine and your pick for the Premier League. How's this going to go?
I mean, I just don't know, mate. There's a part of me that almost fears the game a little bit. And then there's a part of me that just thinks as long as we don't get battered, it's almost a free hit for us because Arsenal will be first or second, pretty much, and we're not going to be anywhere near that. So just go into it and go at them and have no fear for them. But I don't know. I really don't know. I like the way we've played in pre-season. I think starting to see the Amarin style pay off a little bit. Seem to have got all the deadwood at least floating off into the distance, even if they've not left. And the players that come in are the type of players we want. They work hard. Cunha works hard, and Bremo works hard. The new striker looks like he could be, at least able to hit the target rather than Højlund who can't. Yeah, I think I've stopped fearing these games now because if we lose 4-0, you kind of almost just expecting these things a little bit. And if we can go into it with a bit of confidence and just stick it to them a little bit on the opening day and just see where we go. Arsenal massive favourites, aren't they? I would have thought. I can't imagine that being any different, even though it's at Old Trafford. But yeah, I think the pressure's off us in a sense because we're not going to be fighting for the title, and Arsenal don't want to drop points to Liverpool and City in week 1. But the pressure's going to be on the manager if we have a really bad performance, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's kind of a game that if you lose 2-1, let's say, everybody walks away and goes, that's probably not that bad.
Yeah. We just
probably
got to come out
better than expected.
And it's almost a defeatist attitude in it because you don't want to say, well, you've got to. I think looking at it reasonably, you've got to come out of it respectable. 2-1, 3-2, 1-1, something like that would be a big result for United. At home to Arsenal is horrible to say. But for me, I almost don't care about the result. I just want to see us play. I don't mind if we lose 3-1 if we're in the game. If we look like we can take it to them a little bit and we look like we've got some structure and some ability to play forward and think, we've got 3 new front players that are going to take a bit of time to get used to playing together. If we can at least look like a team that's playing together, I almost don't really care what the result is in a sense. I'd rather us play well than backs against the wall and just scrape a 1-1 draw and gives us no real hope for the season. We're almost not fighting Arsenal, are we, really? Let's be honest. We're not going to be up there fighting for the title.
It's not even almost about it.
Comparing us to Arsenal is irrelevant. The performance of the squad today and the team, the starting 11 is massive. Do we look a unit? Is there a system that we can see playing here against a good Arsenal side, a very good Arsenal side? Can we compete with them? Are we in the game with an hour to go? With an hour gone, sorry. And at least people have an hour to go.
Aspirations are low with an hour to go.
Are we in the game? Did they win it late on? And you just think, well, that's just one of the things. We lost 3-1. We were in it 2-1 up. It could have gone either way. That'd be bigger for us than a point because scraping a point means nothing.
I think if I look at it from a neutral perspective, your midfield is going to get overrun if they're not careful, I think, really early in this game. Declan Rice, and I know Zubamendi's new into the squad, but Declan Rice, Zubamendi, and if Saka is fit and playing against Casemiro and Agate, probably.
I think he'll go Agate and Bruno in midfield.
As much as Bruno Fernandes is a very talented footballer, he's not a central midfielder. He's at number 10.
That's why he struggled under Ten Hag. I'm guessing that Cunha, Mbeumo and Sesko are going to start. He's given all the signals that Sesko starts. That's your front 3. So then you've got a midfield 2 and a back 5, haven't you? So it's going to be Bruno because he's not going to leave him out. And Agate's got more legs than Casemiro. So I can't see him going Manu because I think that leaves us extra light. So I suppose the ideal midfield for me would be Agate and Manu. And then you've got to decide between Mbeumo and Bruno because Cunha has to start. Bruno has to start and Cunha has to start. So Mbeumo has to miss out, but he's not going to do that, I don't think.
But then who's going to play wing back in this system?
Ahmad will play one side and the new lad will play left back, won't he? Not Diego, what's he freaking called? The guy we signed last season, he'll play left back. Ahmad will play right back, and they'll have 3 centre half. So that's my team. But he will play Bruno and Agate because I think he's not going to leave Mbeumo out unless he decides it's the opening game and we leave Mbeumo out and we just go a little bit more solid and it's Bruno in the hole with 2 midfielders. I mean, that's how I'd go. Definitely, I'd have to leave Mbeumo out on this one.
But then, so who plays at the side of Agate? Menu?
I'd go Meno and Agate, Bruno in front of him, Cunha,
sure. And I get your principle and your logic is sound, but surely Zubimendi and Rice ruin them too, in quite quickly as well.
But the idea of Bruno being in there is he'll make a midfield 3, wouldn't he? And there'd be more legs in there for us. Whereas if it's Bruno and Agate, you've gone away with that because Mbeumo and Cunha are going to both play from a wider position. You're going to leave yourself a 2. Whereas if we go that way, at least we can make it a 3 when we need to. So, but I do think he'll go Agate and Bruno, Mbeumo, Sesko, and Cunha. I think that's how it'll start. I mean, Cunha does work hard for him, for a skillful player, but yeah, that's possibly where they just overpower us and that's it. But
I mean, I think defensively they'll do very well against your brand new front 3 that's never played together in a Premier League game. I think today is a really hard ask for your front 3. I think in midfield they dominate United quite easily. I don't even see it as much of a midfield contest as long as everybody plays how you'd expect them to. Zubimendi and Rice, they run rings around your central midfield. They just do. Your only hope is that, I can't say his name, Giroquez, first game. Is he slightly off the boil? Does he not gel? So their front 3's kind of new. So you've got 2 brand new front 3's that might kind of do you a favour.
Total mismatch of tactics, isn't there? Because they're pretty much 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, and we're 5-2-3-5, whatever you want to say. So I mean, it's a total different system.
I think you would need a 5-2-3-5.
We've got 3 men at the back, so one of them's got to step into midfield if they're just going to play 1 man up front because of who else they're marking. So yeah, it's going to be a total tactical. But I think Amorim will stick to what he does. He'll go the team like that. I think it'll be. I think De Ligt's fit, so I think it'll be De Ligt, Yoro, and probably Luke Shaw. Bayindir will be in goal. I can't think of the left wing back's name for some strange reason. I can picture him, but I can't fucking think of him. It'll be Ahmad at right wing back, Bruno and Agate. What's his name? And then it'll be the front 3 that we've bought. I can't think what he's called the left back, but that'll be the team for me. It's not my team. I wouldn't play that team. Like I say, I'd go the extra man in midfield. But that's probably a little bit negative. But yeah, I'd definitely go.
Martinez still injured?
Martinez is back in training, not fit for the game. And Nana's back in training, not fit for the game, which is probably a blessing. Alessandro Martinez would play if he was fit, but he's not. So I think Luke Shaw, Lenny Yoro, and it'll be De Ligt or Maguire. And I'm pretty certain he'll go De Ligt.
You're thinking Mazraoui, aren't you?
No. Dorgu, Patrick Dorgu.
Oh, Dorgu. Yes, of course, Dorgu.
Left wing back. Mazraoui. I don't think Mazraoui's played any pre-season, so I'm guessing he's not fit neither to start. So yeah, that's the way I think he'll go. But like I say, I would swap Bruno for. It'd have to be Mbeumo, unless Sesko doesn't start and he just uses that as a good excuse and we go. But that just leaves us light up front again. So no, I don't think that works for us. So yeah, he's probably damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. This today, he either goes with what he generally play and probably, like you say, gets a bit over in midfield, or he changes his tactics and we probably light up front and don't have the ability to get goals. So we'll see.
Yeah, so I think it'll be interesting to see, and I think in theory it should test Arsenal's title credentials pretty early on. If they,
again,
Arsenal, it's the only game of the season, so you can't put too much weight on it.
They're expecting to win the game.
Yeah.
So from our point of view, it's a case of compete, be in the game right to the end of it, and just show that we've got something about us this season. And listen, if you do that, then you don't know what's going to happen, do you? They could have an off day. Anything can happen, but we've got to be in the game to have a chance.
I think you're going to have to, United are going to have to apply themselves properly. There's going to have to be a good work ethic. There's going to have to be So you're not going to compete with them right now on purely skill-based football. That's just not going to be a thing, is it? It's going to need a togetherness and a good attitude.
Which is what
good
started to show a
work,
lot better
hard work.
with these people not being there, the Sanchos, the Rashfords, the Anthony's, and the people that aren't interested in being there. There's definitely been a better unit there and a better set of players that all seem to want to pull together. But you don't just learn that in 3 weeks, do you? That doesn't,
No.
And you tend to find that when things start to go wrong, you then see who's actually pulling and who's going to throw the towel in. Who's going to start sulking because they're not playing, or who's going to start sulking because they've had a bad performance and they're getting called out on it. So we'll see when Arsenal do score, whose heads drop and who pulls together and gets going again. We'll go from there.
So I think we've kind of covered all the games in as much detail as we're going to do. So, question. James Trafford played yesterday for Manchester City. Their new goalkeeper signing, 30, 40 million pounds, whatever it was. But now City are apparently on the verge of signing Donnarumma.
Yeah. For what I said when he went there.
I don't get it.
He wasn't going to play in front of Edison if Edison's fit and firing and playing. Edison's going to be sold to somebody. And Donnarumma was going to come in. So Donnarumma's going to come in as number one. So Trafford's going to be wasted. Sat on the bench. Wasted again. And I just don't... When I said this, was it last week or the week before? Why on earth has he gone there? Because there's just no win for him other than a lot of money. Which is fine if that's what you want. But as a good young English goalkeeper... And he's got to be looking at Jordan Pickford and thinking, has he got many more tournaments left? Maybe one, maybe two. And then I'm technically England's number one goalkeeper. If I'm playing. You've got to be playing, haven't you? And I look at... go on, what's the other guy who's gone to Newcastle?
Ramsdale.
The goalkeeper. Ramsdale, again. He's not going to play, is he? He's not going to displace Pope for me. I'm not saying he shouldn't displace Pope, but I can't see them dropping Pope because I can't see that he's done anything wrong for him to drop him unless he has a nightmare spell, which seems unlikely. He seems a very solid goalkeeper. So what's Ramsdale's plans? To just be a second? Is he just going down the...
I think his plan was get out of Southampton.
Well, yeah, but I did tell him when he went there, he shouldn't have gone there because it was going to end badly for him. It was going to be peppered. I saw there was a stat yesterday said he didn't, of all the errors that Southampton made last season, leading to goals, none of them were Ramsdale's errors.
No, they were just everybody else's.
Which is, literally, it was cannon fodder, weren't it? It was just, it was friendly fire.
Yeah,
at him. It was Americans blowing up English again. What was going on there? It's Ramsdale going to Newcastle and Trafford going to City are two just bonkers decisions for goalkeepers that are English, and we want them playing. Like we said, if Pickford gets injured, who is our number one goalkeeper? Ramsdale, who doesn't play, Trafford, who doesn't play.
Pope would have to be the other one.
Would have to be the number one, isn't it? That's it. That's all we've got. Because the other two don't play football. And it's kind of important that you kind of at least play in football before you go to a major tournament. So again, it's like, I don't understand these players where I understand they've got an ego and they probably think I can be number one. But I'm sorry, but if you're James Trafford and you think you're going to outplace Donnarumma or Edison, you need to give your head a wobble, mate. Right now, you're not. And maybe in 2 or 3 years' time, you do. But 2 or 3 years' time, you may also just be an irrelevant number and just have, totally dropped off the team sheet. It makes no sense as a goalkeeper.
I think the Donnarumma one, though, I don't think he saw that coming. And I don't think Man City did originally, because I don't think anybody did. It was just all of a sudden PSG went, nah, we're done. We want you out. And I think that's probably caught people on the hop. I think Man City had probably signed Trafford thinking he will replace Edison. And then Donnarumma's just become available and Man City have gone, well, we'll buy him, so Man United can't.
But how long was Edison going to go on for? Edison weren't looking like he was at the end, were they?
There was already rumours he was leaving. And this is, there was rumours, there was bids coming in for him. And
maybe he's been sold the dream and he's had the carpet pulled from under him because Donnarumma's come available and maybe it's not his fault. But
potentially, I do think there's a likelihood of that.
I'd be walking in there now and saying, this is not what I signed up for. If I'm not going to have a chance to be number one, then you may as well put me back on transfer list because I'm not stopping it.
Yeah.
I need to be playing because I need to be recognised. I need to be at least England's number 2 going to the World Cup next season, and he ain't gonna be if he plays a few League Cup games.
No, he's not. Absolutely not.
No.
He is not at all.
This season's football kits, there are some pretty horrendous ones. Newcastle's away shit, which is a random Irish green colour. But have you got a favourite this season? Have you seen them all?
I haven't seen them all, but I do quite like the one you are wearing. I won't lie, but it is very strange.
Season, but this one can't win. Mine haven't come yet. Man United have gone the retro black and yellow one from the Sharp era.
Actually, one of the ones I really do like was Liverpool's. It reminds me of the 2008, 2009.
Yeah. Liverpool's own kit was a close run one, but if you've got Google there, just Google Arsenal's third kit. I would say possibly the nicest football shirt I have ever come across. That is up there. Yeah. I haven't seen it in person.
I think I saw this the other week. Is this the white one?
White with the burgundy red type.
Yes, that is a very, very nice shirt. I cannot lie.
I mean, I'm hoping they wear it today. Although I suppose they could. What's their away kit? They have some bluey colour for Arsenal.
They will probably play in their away kit, which is kind of a throwback to the 90s a little bit with the design on it. I don't particularly. It's not offensive. It's either there.
It was Liverpool and Nottingham Forest home kit because they're both very similar. The red Adidas with nice white stripes, which was really nice.
I just got two. Liverpool's. I got 2008, 2009 vibes, Torres, and then when I saw
Liverpool, what is it with Liverpool players all wearing long sleeves as well?
But this was it. So the striker Ekiteke in that kit in long sleeves, I'm like, Torres, he's back. He's been reinvented.
It only dawned on me that like half the Liverpool team wear long sleeve Liverpool shirts, and I was thinking, I don't see any other club where they all wear the long sleeve version that I know of. I mean, most of the goalkeepers wear a short sleeve shirt now, and
they do.
All Liverpool players kind of gone for the long sleeve option. I mean, it's the middle of summer as well, so it's not like it's 18th of December and it's freezing. It was a bit. It only dawned on me because I said it was a new kit, I think, and it was I was a bit
preparing
surprised.
for winter. They're just getting ready for when it comes.
Preparing, is that what we do now? So it was the Arsenal kit that brought the subject to me. I just thought, wow, I mean, there's a few horrendous ones. Like I said, Newcastle's
there always is
horrific. I don't know. It's had like no thought gone into it whatsoever, aren't there? It's
And I'm sure somebody will turn up with a pink kit at some point.
Have Chelsea got a sponsor this season, or they're still
not? They hadn't last time I saw.
I think who else's kit I saw the other day that was really bad. I was like, wow, you've not thought that through, have you? I mean, there's people like Brighton's never changed. There's blue and white stripes, but yeah, there was just Arsenal's was there. So
you can tell there are not many other sports that are happening this week as we have resorted to kit chat.
He's back next week.
No, not back. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
So that's back to Holland. NFL's still pre-season. The games are a little NFL pre-season. So football pre-season, you're getting your players up to speed. Why do NFL teams not play their quarterback in pre-season? Just got random quarterbacks playing who can't throw a ball.
They usually give them all a quarter each or something like that. They just tend to.
I've watched the game this weekend, and I don't know any of the quarterbacks they're playing. I mean, I try and know it's like the most important position. I'm thinking, well, he's going to need to play to get ready for the season, which starts in 2 weeks, and they're just playing random guys there. I think maybe it's the Brentford theory of just put the kit man in. So NFL's done, Formula One's done, football's done. I don't think I've got anything else, man. I don't think I've watched anything else.
Neither have I. So we won't take up any more of our wonderful fans and listeners' times. And for this week, I will say that's a wrap. Thank you all, as always, for giving us the time of day for us to rabble on with this nonsense, as we tend to do. And I'm going to go sit and watch some football. You're going to probably go to bed because it's the middle of the night at the other side of the world.
Staying up for the Man U game.
I shall say thank you all very much, and we will speak to you all again very, very soon.